If any of you guys post videos and have received comments, you might notice that YouTube sometimes recommends instant responses. Like you'll go to respond to someone and there'll be a list of things that are like, glad you liked it, thanks, yada 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 yada, yada blah blah blah. They've rolled out an AI tool that will write replies for you, and you just pick which one you want to instantly respond to more people or whatever. Right? Apparently it's getting more and more advanced, and a D&D creator is covering it. What I'm interested in though is my stuff is always like, glad you liked it, thank you, yeah blah blah. This guy's thumbnail is, I agree that realistic fantasy is not always good fantasy, but sometimes it can help with world building, even if it never makes it to the final product. Is this shit a YouTube recommendation for real? You just dump it in? We're gonna end up with this on the like viewer end as well, right? And then it's just gonna be a bunch of people sending automated responses to each other, but never reading it. So like, what's the point? It's not even bots talking with bots. That doesn't waste your time. We're gonna be not talking with each other, but spending a click to do it. So it's less efficient than if we just simply didn't talk to each other and it ends up with the same result. It's worse than bots. Like, what the hell is this? Let's see what he has to say about it. Because this guy seems, if this was spat out by YouTube, his version is the more advanced version. Mine does not give me this much. Mine is just, thank you for watching. Have a nice day.
I did not write this comment. That's me, but this isn't. Quick warning, this...
Initial comment, I just don't know how plate tectonics make a story more interesting. Maybe I'm just not that interested in plate tectonics in real life, so I don't gravitate towards stories that focus on it. I love just reading about, hot, wet subduction zones. But I can't even really imagine how I would write an interesting story that revolves around plates in the earth shifting. Okay.
Comment, that's me, but this isn't.
You know what? Maybe YouTube doesn't give me recommendations because a video goes up, I read the comment, I check the comments for a while, and I'll respond to a couple of them, and then it's like, okay, bye. Maybe this guy responds to a lot of comments, so it knows how he talks. Maybe mine is simple because I don't respond to comments enough. Didn't I say I wouldn't stream? I said I wouldn't on Sunday, and I didn't, because I was in Manchester. I'm streaming today, though.
Quick warning, this video is a divergence from the channel's normal content. It's not about D&D, it's not about world...
Is that a cat in the hat in front of his microphone? And that's one way to deal with plosives, I guess.
Building.
It works.
It's hardly even about writing. If that's what you're after, don't worry. The Capital Cities world building video will be up in about a week. This video is about YouTube Creator Studio and its AI generated comments. A new experimental feature, it started rolling out in the middle of October. The Creator Studio is a side of the website most people don't see, or at least aren't that familiar with. It's got a bunch of cool features like general channel analytics,
4.5% click-through rate? Brother.
As well as more specific data for each individual video. Here I can see how many times people saw my thumbnail, how many of those people clicked on the video, and much more.
It's pretty cool.
The more I use it, the more features I find that the average viewer probably doesn't know about. One such...
Oh, no, there's nothing wrong with his setup. I think his setup sounds fine. I'm just wondering what he's using for his pop shield. I just put one of these. You're not really meant... It's meant for like when you're outside, I guess. This or a dead cat. But I don't want a big pop shield in front of me because I want to look at the screen and I have it in front of me, whatever. Saint Sadistic. Nugs had 10% for the first 3 days. Yeah, that's normally what I get, like 10 to 15%. And then like if a video gets like picked up by the algorithm, the percentage goes down by quite a bit. Because I think it's like what happens is when it shows it to tons more people, fewer click, but you get way more views. That seems to be how it happens. If it stays within my subscribers, it ends up with like a higher percentage but lower views. And I don't know. That's the pattern I've noticed.
Function is located in the Community tab, which until very recently was just called Comments. This tab functions essentially like an
What the shit? Okay, his generated stuff is cracked. Frame of the reaction, you mean like this? I can make that a bit bigger. My shit is just like, glad you liked it. Like, would you like to see more? Thank you. That's all I get. I think it's fun to consider how physical geography impacts culture, but ultimately I'm not a fan of hard and fast rules when blah 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 blah. This is, I'm sorry, this is demonic.
Email inbox for all of the comments on your videos, presenting them in a nice, space-efficient window. I don't have the chance to answer all of the comments on my videos, but this tab certainly helps.
Yeah, legit. Midnight Sun in the YouTube chat says it really is an RPG dialogue wheel. Yeah, pretty soon YouTube will give you dialogue options, like automatically generated comments. You can just go, I want to make that comment, and it will be like graded, like, here's your renegade, here's your paragon, here's your kind, nasty. By the way, that cat light behind his head on the shelf, we have that exact one next to our bed. Bed light doxed.
Helps in that regard. Up here at the top of the screen, I have access to some filters.
Yeah, this has to... Siffy, exactly. This has to be a secret. This has to be a secret, or you've ruined everything.
The most curious of which is called subscriber count. I can very easily only look at comments sent by accounts that have a minimum amount of subscribers. Okay. At first glance, this looks like an I only care about you if you have enough clout button, but it does have a slightly more ethical use case.
Ethical? A bot filter. Is that what you're going to say?
Since YouTube lacks a direct messaging function, which is probably a good thing, this is the only way for creators to easily communicate with each other on the...
Oh, okay. All right. I've never done that. I remember when YouTube did have a messaging function. It did. It absolutely did. Do you want to know a funny little bit of lore that doesn't matter at all and absolutely does not matter at all? Yeah, I think filtering by anything in your comment section is fine to do anyway. Pretty much the only YouTube message I remember receiving is from Coach Red Pill asking to collab. Years and years and years ago.
Platform. Though many will have another way to communicate with them, like Twitter DMs or a business email attached to their account. Yeah, I know I need to get on that. But
wait, did I accidentally say Coach Dead Pill, or is that a joke you guys are making? I didn't mean to.
This video is not about the so-called clout filter. This video is about these funny little boxes. A week or so ago, at the time of writing, they started showing up in my comment inbox for the first time. I, like many of you, immediately recognized them because I have a similar function on my phone, AI-generated responses to comments. I've never had a problem with this function on my phone, a Google Pixel 8a. Because the responses it generates are very simple. If I get a message that says, I'm running late, it will suggest something like, no problem, or to...
Yeah, things that you absolutely are likely to have said yourself anyway as a shortcut. Communications of actual information regarding what you're going to do, or like a message. That's fine. That's a shortcut. And I know he's going to get onto it, because this is the obvious problem. This shit is YouTube writing your opinions for you, which is absolutely bonkers, and is, I guarantee you, this will be used to, what's the term, like shuffle, slide. Through people's laziness, you can probably tweak them towards having certain opinions by just like, you see an automated response and you're like, oh, that's good. Yeah, I'll say that. Yeah, I'll say that. Yeah, I'll say that. Yeah, I'll say that. And before you know it, it is your opinion.
We got a table by the bar, it might generate, be there soon. Some of the responses suggested by YouTube are long.
This shit is all I have. This, glad it was helpful. Glad you think so. So glad. No problem. That's all I have.
These lines. But others, let's take a look at this comment. I just don't know how plate tectonics make a story more interesting. Maybe I'm just not that interested in plate tectonics IRL, so I don't gravitate towards stories that focus on it. I can't even really imagine how I would write an interesting story that revolves around plates in the earth shifting. I can suspend my disbelief when a story doesn't follow real world physics, but it's still enjoyable. Realistic does not equal good writing to me. Realistic fantasy seems like a waste to me. Whether you agree with this person or not, this is an insightful comment. It is a thoughtful construction of an opinion and is qualified as such. Now let's look at the generated responses. I think that some of my viewers would disagree with that assessment, but I'm definitely...
I think that some of my viewers would disagree. YouTube recommends peer pressure. What is this?
Not safe.
They went full dementoid instantly. YouTube AI recommends peer pressuring your audience.
Everyone should be running around with geological maps of their settings. This one is pretty poorly done, and I don't have much else to say about it, but this one, I agree that realistic fantasy is not always good fantasy, but sometimes it can help with world building, even if it never makes it to the final product. This is the comment that got me curious, as well as a bit uncomfortable.
He's gonna say, it is my opinion.
This suggestion is complex, and the comment it's answering is complex as well, including a concession, a concluding opinion, as well as a resultant assertion. It isn't presented as a question, but even if it were, there would be no right answer. Any response to this comment is probably going to include an opinion itself, and that's the problem. Let's take a look at some
Yeah. Look, man, I've already done it, okay? I've already done this myself. The problem is, it's not just communicating simple information that is exactly what you would say yourself, like, I'll be there, blah, blah, blah. It is
responses
a take. It is generating takes.
Given to similar comments. The mistake people make is that they build worlds when what they should be built.
No, Ama Ebi says, what is his point? That this is too eloquently written for an Indian to have done it. His point is absolutely going to be, this is replacing your opinions. This is, or rather, giving you an opinion to post. It is replacing your personality. Now, High Blast says it all comes back to Candid. That sounds like a joke, but did you know what the follow-up to Candid was? It was a product called Post Intelligence, and it was a bot that would be trained on all of your tweets, and you could tell the bot, I'm going on vacation for this amount of time, and it would tweet for you based on what you normally tweet, so people wouldn't realize it wasn't you. It was creepy ass stuff that they were aiming to work on.
Building is context, to which I responded, in respect to what the audience and players see, I agree, but fleshing out parts of a setting which they will never see can lead to inspiration for parts they will.
Quebblecop is the AI Minecraftman, yes.
In this respect, the world-building process can be as important to the writer as it is to the audience. Or this one. The quip I heard and stuck with me is, you're not building a world, you're designing a game board, in the RPG context. To which I said, great point, it's important to present the game to your players as exactly that, a game. Spending time on the deeper aspects of your world, which your players or audience may never see, can still be worthwhile. Sometimes the deep background, bottom-up stuff is what gets me really excited about prepping and gives me ideas for the gameplay experience.
I get really excited. I'm not gay. YouTube AI just made me post that I get excited about bottom prep.
Now back to the AI comment. I agree that realistic fantasy is not always good fantasy, but sometimes it can help with world building even if it never makes it to the final product. That sounds familiar. The comment isn't perfect, but it's not that far off from what a comment written by me would say. Honestly, if I were to grade its accuracy, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. Not only is this comment too close to my opinion, as well as how I would express that opinion, it is espousing a line of thought that is pretty uncommon.
All these years of me neglecting the comment section have paid off. YouTube has not captured my soul.
How was it able to get as close to my voice as it did? I am sure that YouTube did not just plug this into a general language model. As I said, there is no correct response to this comment. And
ooh, I wouldn't be sure. It doesn't mean... Siffy, I agree. It doesn't mean that. Absolutely not. The people drawn to you might speak in a way that is typically responded to in the way you would respond to them, right? It could be giving these responses because of how the comments towards you are written, not because it knows how you'll respond.
My opinion on this matter is certainly not ubiquitous. You can scroll through the comments of that same video and find...
This video has a weird echo. Do you mean like the
and plenty of dissenting views. I'm pretty sure a general use language model would not spit out an opinion so close to my own.
Oh no! This video could have been based, but it's cope. Oh no, I am special. the robot must have been trained on me. I'm special. Oh no!
I'm actually positive that wouldn't happen because I copied and pasted this same comment into ChatGPT, which, surprise, surprise, did not even mention fostering your own writing environment.
Oh no! This doesn't prove that at all.
In its rather lengthy response, it spoke about how settings should be used to support the narrative, tie into the plot, or be used to raise...
Damn, good thing this is exactly what YouTube's, AI service is doing, right? Brother, why isn't it skitzing out the simple answers that aren't written like an opinion? Why isn't it just skitzing out on that one, right? Where it's clearly not like trained on you or anything, and it's just a general response. No, this does not prove anything.
The stakes, standard stuff that is assuredly mentioned in thousands of online articles about settings' role in writing.
Right. Let me write myself a message. Let me quickly copy this down. I'll just take that snippet, and what I'll do, Google Gemini. Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go to Grok, and I'm going to say, write a response to this. Write a response to the following quote. Quote, as if you are a YouTuber, and it is a comment in a video's comment section. The answer is pretty good. Yo, harmful opinions. I hear you on the plate tectonics thing. Not everyone vibes with geology, right? But here's the twist. When you weave plate tectonics into a story, it's not just about the science, it's about the drama. Think about it. Continents moving, causing epic natural disasters, shaping civilizations, or even uncovering ancient secrets beneath the Earth's crust. It's like the planet itself is a character with its own plot twists. Maybe give those stories another shot, see if you can shake up your world a bit. Hashtag plate tectonic plot twists. Copy, paste to you. It's just a short part of the comment he was left. And I can re-roll it, and it just gives that. If I edit it, as if you are a Dungeons and Dragons YouTuber. So yeah, plate tectonics in D&D, it's not about the science class vibes, it's about storytelling with a dash of earth-shattering, pun intended, adventure. Thanks for the comment, and may your dice rolls guide you to epic tales. It absolutely does not need to be trained on you, brother. Granted, that didn't match his tone, but that's Grok. That's not whatever YouTube is using.
Note that I did use the mini version of ChatGPT, so maybe the Charizard to this model's Charmander would have spit out something a little different. So how...
Provide it context, bro. Say it's a YouTube comment. Oh, Hexathian put it in. Was that Google Gemini? Hexathian put it into Gemini. Hey there, I totally get your point. Realistic plate tectonics can be complex and might seem a bit dry for a fantasy story. But hear me out. While you're right that it might not be the main focus of your world building, incorporating basic geological concepts can add a layer of depth and realism to your world. Yeah, bro. No, it doesn't mean it's trained on you.
How did it get so close? Well, there's an obvious answer, of course, but I want to have all the information available to you.
There's an obvious answer? Yeah, it's just a language model. I don't know enough about implementation of these things into YouTube. It could even be some like ghetto setup where they plug comments in and then like wrap it in context of respond to this as if you are a YouTuber or something.
To me before I go casting aspersions. So I clicked on this little ellipses icon and got to reading. To make it easier for creators to engage with their viewers via comments, we're experimenting with updated AI.
I've been owned. He clicked the information button. It sounds like they're doing it.
Enhanced comment reply suggestions that give creators editable suggestions in their own tone and style. Okay, well that answers that.
Stop. It doesn't answer that. It could be that they apply tags to it. It could be that it alters, let's say, a prompt behind the scenes, that they take the comment and wrap it in as like, write a response in the style of a D&D YouTuber who focuses on storytelling or something. That could be how it customizes it to you. It's not necessarily trained on your comments. Hold up, brother. Hold your horses.
Let's keep reading. Editable AI-enhanced reply suggestions, reflective of your unique style and tone, give you a helpful starting point that you can easily customize to craft your reply to comments. So yeah, it was trained off of me.
It doesn't say that, brother. It does not say that.
It is used.
It may be the case. I wouldn't be shocked if it was the case, but it does not say that.
Things I have said in my videos or have typed in my comment section to mimic me. And to be completely honest, I don't like that very much.
After speaking to someone who knows much more about this stuff than I do, I've been informed that trained is not the right word. The part of the process during which the model was fine-tuned to mimic my tone and style is called the inference phase.
This is a very well-trodden topic, by the boots of people much smarter and more informed than I am. But it should be unsurprising that a writer is unhappy that the things they have written are being used to train an artificial intelligence without their permission. My main issue is I never opted in. Maybe it's included in the...
Yeah, it probably is, brother. Dog, this is a Google product. They have a million pictures of your asshole. Just... They have access to secret nanobots in your underwear taking intimate pictures of you. They've got everything, dog. You make an account on a Google product, they've got everything.
Terms and conditions you sign when you make your YouTube account, but I think it's widely accepted that the ethics of burying a very consequential condition in a Byzantine document are murky at best. I am going to leave the legality of the matter to the experts, but say all this is completely, totally legal, that doesn't make it ethical. As a thought experiment, let's imagine a...
Say you don't like it, that doesn't make it ethical. Unethical, sorry.
Human did something similar. They scraped through all of my comments and my videos, collated all of my opinions, and then spat them back out somewhere else on the internet, devoid of any transformation or synthesis. People do this, not necessarily to me, but people do it. I am sure many of you have had the displeasure of clicking on an article, only to find that it is 4 lines of low-effort, vacuous text, along with a quote from a YouTube video or a...
Sometimes, well, I haven't run into that myself, but sometimes it's amazing. There are people who deliberately bait those websites, or try to catch them if they're not absolutely clear, where they'll like post stuff on Reddit in the hopes of it getting scooped up by an automatic website. That's how we got the, do you remember the Ghost campaign for World of Warcraft, where a few sites posted articles that are like, Globo is coming to World of Warcraft. It's because a bunch of people strategized to post on Reddit about Globo coming to Warcraft. And these scrapers picked it up. He's finally here.
Sometimes referred to as aggregate media, which is technically not breaking any rules, but not necessarily ethical. Okay, I hear you again. Someone aggregating someone else's content is not the same as a tool which is meant to help me, and which only ever publishes anything if I push a button, which presents a philosophical question. At what point of the process does the ethical infraction take place? When a tool like this is...
Why don't you know? What has he told us on what basis he considers it unethical? What, for instance, right is it a violation of? Is he talking about like intellectual property, privacy? Like what?
Trained off of your work, or when it is used to mimic it. I might have an opinion about that, but as it turns out, it doesn't really matter.
True. Wise.
The tool already exists. I wasn't asked, and I wasn't given a chance to say no.
I have already been Google raped, and I cannot be un-Google raped. So I will continue to take it.
But enough about me. What about you, the viewers? Another concerning aspect of this new feature is the ambiguity between what was written by a human and what wasn't. There is no written on my iPhone style qualifier at the end of this message. And I think they get around this by making the comment editable. But in my opinion, even edited comments should still have some sort of designation that says this was written with or assisted by AI. In your opinion, should it be possible for me to post this reply, which I wrote 0% of, and the original commenter be none the wiser?
Yes, because I find the idea that one day you will click a response and there will be something fucked up in it that we can then pin to you because you didn't pay attention to what you were posting. And that will be really funny.
In another thought experiment, what if when you wanted to...
Glorbo is here, Tim. It's true. Finally.
To comment on a YouTube video, you were presented with 2 options. One comment section in which I wrote every message myself, and another which contained an indistinguishable mix of me and Russell DM Bot. Which would you post your comment in? Finally, this is not a...
But you can't tell the difference. What if the AI is just preferable to you, though? What if it's just all AI and it's better?
Video set out to condemn any creator who uses this function. Honestly, if YouTube implemented an opt-in step before the model was trained, as well as some way to differentiate between human-written and AI-generated responses,
I would, on my channel, turn on AI automatic response to all comments.
I think it would be fine. I wouldn't use it personally, but I understand.
Oh.
I fed the streamer a 5-pound super bear.
Thank you.
Love the new Mr. Beast soggy video, bruh. Keep fighting the good fight.
I appreciate the £5, but that's probably it. That's like the thing I noticed, like my gut was, that seems fake as hell. There is something wrong here. And then I looked into it. But then I needed to like wait to get a bunch of answers before I could make this video, so I did other videos in the meantime. But yeah, that's probably, unless something wild happens that interests me, that's probably going to be it.
And a lot of YouTubers are not writers.
Glad you liked it,
I
though.
imagine many of them, like many people in general, have some amount of trouble turning their thoughts into text. And for them, a tool like this could be a great help.
Accessibility tool.
As long as it is opt-in and unambiguous to the reader. I mean, how hard would it be to slap a little DeepMind icon on the corner of the comment? That's it, guys. I just wanted to talk about this for a little while because in speaking to a few of my friends, none of them had heard of this feature. And if it weren't for my ability to use it, I wouldn't know about it either. If there was any sort of publicity around it, it missed me and every person I asked. So what do you think? Should this feature be opt-in for the creator? Should the comments...
Google's been doing sentiment analysis, AI sentiment analysis on YouTube comment sections since like what, 2014, 2013?
It generates have a watermark that tells the reader that it was written with the help of AI? Does it matter to you if a creator's reply to your comment wasn't written by them? Or am I overreacting? Let me know down below and I'll give a thoughtful response to every comment I can.
He's gonna do the, or maybe it'll be AI.
Or will I?
Oh!